It's like being a best man in a way, but for a baby.
Mm-hmm.
A best man for a baby. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
And I'm against it.
And we are snowed in. Man, did it ever stop snowing?
Never stopped.
We got like 12 inches of snow. I was out all day shoveling. So to celebrate, I got myself a vanilla frosted donut because it looks like snow.
Wish I had a donut.
Yeah, I didn't get any gluten-free donuts. But I'm going to enjoy this for all the hard work I did today.
On air?
Well, like, I'm just going to have a bite and then, like, and then get back to it within the 30 minutes.
For the people who like chewing.
I can chew really close if you guys want ASMR. Let me know in the comments. Anything else happen? We posted another meme review. Man, I love these meme reviews.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It just brings joy.
It brings joy.
At a time. You always need joy, but especially now.
I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's deeper than just goofs. I'm going to tell you why. Why we started this channel? We started this channel because we love Christianity. Woo! I don't know if I want to be that excited, but there is this shift of people losing interest in the church because I'm done. I'm done with these archaic rules that I don't even believe in. It goes against my core beliefs. I don't want it. And sort of the meme review is showing like you can have fun with it. You can. I mean, this is what I think. I think you can have fun with it. You can enjoy Christianity, just like any other thing in life. Where it's like, don't be pushed away. Oh, that's intense.
Right.
It's fun. We can have a laugh about faith and all this. Obviously, we're not diminishing it, but it just.
And you know what? Quarantine has really brought out creativity in a lot of people, and it's also shown, that we all support each other. All the little people support each other, and not the big business. And memes are made by regular people. It's a fun little creative something that they do. So somebody made the meme, and then they posted it on Reddit, and then if it was chosen by you in your little show, then they see it on the little show, and it's just like a snowball, and it rolls along, picking up more snow, and it's just a fun little time to shine for real life people, and not bots, and not $1 million campaigns. It's just
no, and that's another thing about the Christianity in a lighthearted way, because there is a lot of people who they're not going to a Bible study,
mm-hmm.
they're not going, talk, and so although they know the Bible, or Bible stories at
mm-hmm.
least, and they know God and Christianity, and the way they it's a little place for them to express their knowledge and what they know in a fun and creative way that isn't, okay, let me go find 6 other people to read Bible verses to. It's a way of expressing Christianity in your own way.
The Pope
is against memes.
Speaking of Christianity in particular, you have the Pope, who's the leader of
Catholicism,
the Catholic Christians, and he just came out and he said that Catholics have to abide by. There's these rules. I forget what it's called. The canonical law or rules or something. I forget. It's kind of when they changed Latin to English.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That happened there. And then it goes into the new declaration, and there are people who, super conservative Catholics, who are saying they literally want to go back to Latin, amongst other things. So all the things, like when we say, oh, the Pope said that females can be serving in the church, and the Pope said this and the Pope said that. There are Catholics who are saying, I'm not going with that. I'm going with the original traditional.
Yeah.
Now, as we always say, you can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
But the actual Pope said, if you do that, I mean, he literally said, don't call yourself a Catholic, because and that's a sign.
Uh-oh.
And the Catholics are saying you don't have to fix it. Okay. The Catholics who are going against it, they are good intentions because they think they know better and they think it should remain traditional or should remain staunch. And he's saying, don't do that. If we said we're not going to do it.
I'm sorry. I wasn't following. Is it saying if you're not following these new rules, you shouldn't call yourself Catholic? Or if you're saying, like, wait, how do I put it? Are you saying people like you and me who's saying, oh, well, we do it this way, don't call yourself Catholic? Or the people that are saying we're not willing to change?
I don't know what he would think about you and me. Probably frown on some of our, no, I don't know.
No, I feel we get along great.
Okay. Well, this is the thing. He's talking to the people who want to be more traditional. Mm-hmm. He said, I changed, not he, but it's changed. Deal with it. And if as everyone has always broken away from Catholics and Christians, made new religions, you can do that. But the Catholics, this is what we're doing now. So he's actually talking to the ones that are trying to be too traditional. As for the ones who want to be more liberal, like I said, maybe he would also have something to say to them. But you normally only see it the other way.
Yeah.
But he's saying it's just as wrong to be.
And I agree with the Pope. For this main reason, people always get upset. I see it in the Reddit forums of, oh, they're changing. This is the way we've been doing it for 1,000 years. How are you going to change what's in the Bible? It's like, we're not. Like, there's the Bible, and that only says so much things. A lot of these things that are being changed were Catholic decisions from the start. Mm-hmm. It was a group of men deciding it from the start. It was not, this is what Jesus told us to do. Yeah. It's like, well, no, these Catholics interpreted the Bible and then said this, and now they're changed. It's very fluid in that regard of how we interpret the Bible. So for people to say, no, that was right, it's like, it was never, like, it's like science, there is these laws, there are laws, and we might get some of them wrong. Do we not change? The sun revolves around the earth. That's how it's been for thousands of years. It's like, we have new information now.
Right. And even though the more conservative people who say, I'm Catholic, I'm following Catholicism from the early 1900s, you could say that it's equal to the Catholics of now who say, I'm Catholic and I'm not following Catholicism of right now. There's some things we don't follow. But it's more dangerous. The Pope was saying he doesn't want people thinking that's what Catholics are. And it's more dangerous when you get these people who are going against just human dignity.
Yeah. You said, what would he think of us? And I said, I think he would think better of us than these people. And I'm going to tell you why. We, like we always say in the show, openly admit we don't know. And any new piece of information we're using and building this, okay, which is totally different than tunnel vision. This is what I know. Don't tell me anything differently. Like, any one of our stances, we are willing to budge on if new information arises. And I think that's the big difference.
And we always say, we are Catholic, but we don't say we're going to teach you how to be Catholic. And we don't judge you and say, you're not Catholic enough. And we say, we got that from the Bible or we got that from our heart. But he was going against people who were saying, everything I'm saying to you is because it's Catholic. I learned a Catholic. This is how Catholics are. And if I see, something that's not Catholic in my mind, I'm going to judge you for it.
Yeah.
So we're not doing it all what, they're doing. Well, yesterday was Groundhog Day.
Yesterday was Groundhog Day. 6 more weeks of winter.
Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw a shadow. Which never made sense to me. If he's seen his shadow, right?
The sun's there.
The sun's there. So why is it that 6 more weeks of winter? Explain that, Groundhog. And either way, I could have told you.
He has a name.
Punxatawney Phil. I could have told you.
We live in Pennsylvania, not far from there. Depends on what you consider far. We could go there if we wanted to see it. But
we could.
It's always very, very cold and snowy.
All right, what's the topic?
I don't know if I care to say. Keep on scratching.
Keep on scratching.
Okay, the topic is godparents.
Godparents. Godparents.
Yeah, godparents. Now, just wanted to let people know we have a new option. No, a new offering on this show, and we're going to do announcements. If anybody wants to make an announcement, we'll do an announcement for you. And so the announcement we're making today is that Pierce, your brother, my son, he is available to be a godfather.
What?
Okay, and he's putting that out there.
What does that mean?
He wants to be He wants to be a baby's godfather.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to be a godfather, a godparent. He has references. You and me. He's not.
I'd like to be the Godfather.
Okay, he's not. This is his announcement.
You come to
he's
me.
an
asking a favor.
upstanding, good religious person, and he is willing, able, and interested in being a godparent. So that is the announcement for today. If you have any announcements you'd like us to make, just submit it, and we'll say, whatever your announcement is.
Why does he want to be a godfather?
It's like a free cameo. He wants to be a godparent because he wants to be a godparent. And if you don't have like a really big family, babies being born left and right, who practice godparenting, you don't get a chance.
He should just hang out at where do women learn how to give birth?
Oh, I don't like a Lamaze class.
Yeah, he should just hang out at Lamaze
but
classes.
not everyone uses godparents. He'd have to hang out
You can just
like a
pitch the
church
idea
or something.
She should just hang out at church.
He also doesn't want to come across like a nut. He doesn't want to hang out somewhere. So I'm telling probably the people who follow us have some sort of relationship to us.
Let's talk about godparents.
So let's talk about godparents because, hey, what's a godparent?
What's a godparent? A godparent is somebody close to you who takes an oath.
Or not, if you want to. Pierce will travel.
Is someone who is close to you and takes the oath in church to be your guardian if your parents die.
No, you're making it sound legal. A godparent is nothing more than when you have a religious ceremony to bless a baby. The godparent is the sponsor. It was originally called the sponsor. And so you're making it like, who would say, I'll have Pierce do it if they're like, okay, now you have to take care of my baby.
I thought that's why it was made.
It has no, it wasn't. It has no legal standing. It has no, it's literally tradition. It's ceremonial. It's, if you see in England, when the little royal babies are born, how do you say plural prince?
Princes. The
princes and the princesses. They have like 6, 7. They have many, many godparents.
Why?
I don't know. I guess maybe there's so many people they need to, like, you're sort of honoring the person more than the baby. So yes, people say, oh, if I die, then they'll have to raise the baby for. There's nothing at all to suggest that would ever have any legal standing.
Interesting.
So, is there godparents in the Bible?
No,
there's no godparents in the Bible. So godparents began. Shall I tell you how they began?
I would love to hear it.
Okay, godparents began for adult baptism recipients. Because
adult, you would get a godparent once you became an adult.
You'd get a sponsor.
Okay.
Okay, so in Catholicism, when you do confirmation around 12 years old. You say, I still want to be Catholic, and you have someone be your sponsor. And the sponsor is a fellow Catholic and a person of good standing and someone who had their sacraments. That used to be baptism. So you'd be an adult. I want to be baptized. And just like an AA sponsor, like a sponsor, somebody who just that little support. I'm new. I want to be baptized. So it was your sponsor. When people started baptizing babies, they were like, well, let's do a man and a woman. It became a male and a female sponsor. It became, these are your godparents, And so, yeah, it literally just stemmed from that.
Okay.
In the Bible, there are baby ceremonies, if you'll notice. Even when John the Baptist was born, remember? I went through this story before. Like the dad went mute because he wouldn't believe,
Yeah.
But Jews, that's the baby naming ceremony, which happens like 2 weeks, I think, after the baby's born. The boys will get circumcised. It's like a blessing, but there's no godparents involved.
Yeah.
For some Christians, baby gets blessed, baby gets a name, sort of same deal. But they have these two people who are their godparents.
Yeah.
So that's where we are with the origin and the Bible.
Okay. Your thoughts?
It's your turn.
I don't know. It seems just pretty symbolic to me. I think we should just get rid of godparents.
Go around killing them?
No, like...
Did you see the Godfather movies?
Yeah.
Why is he called the Godfather?
I don't know. I saw it a long time ago.
Okay.
Because I think he was a god. Like he'd be asked to be godfather to like all the kids, but I don't know if that was just a nickname for like of the family. He's a godfather of the family.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's the most well known
Godfather
saying of it.
Yeah. What about it? It's a fun tradition, but now that you tell me that they're not the ones who take you if you're in a train crash, then I'm like, okay, so is it just symbolic?
It's just symbolic. Now, like, you might, if, say you have...
The same person who becomes the godparents will also take you in a train crash
right,
situation.
because sometimes people do make out wills and stuff like that if they have small children and they say, these are the people, people ask you, would you be willing to take care of my children if something happened to me? And you might just so happen to be the godparent.
Yeah.
But as for it being... hey, let's go find the godparent. It's not like that. But what do you think about not making it symbolic and to take it more seriously and to...
Now that you say it, because like obviously the person who's your godparent might not necessarily be the perfect fit for, you might just go with your grandparents if your parents perish. So that makes no sense to me. But when I said they should be outlawed godparents, I don't think that's true. And I think, who cares about godparents for the kid? I think it is nice for the godparent. Mm-hmm. Like you said, Pierce wants to be a godparent. When I think about it, who cares about a kid who wants a godparent? Because they're babies.
Yeah.
They don't know any better.
Right.
But it does create a special kind of bond, I would say, if someone asked. It's like being a best man in a way, but for a baby. Mm-hmm. A best man for a baby. Where like on a spiritual, it means nothing really, but just something about it. I'm sure you go home with a smile on your face, like, I'm a godfather,
right?
I'm a godmother,
right?
So I'm gonna give it a check.
Okay. Well, you're saying it means nothing to the baby, but I know that when the baby grows up, the baby's going to grow up. And if you did keep in good contact or good relationship with the person you chose for your child's godparent, don't you think they do have an extra? Okay, so I have a godchild, Bridget. She's my goddaughter. And I feel that we have a little extra something more than just niece and aunt because I'm her godmother.
That's true. My uncle is my godfather. And one day when I was a young lad, probably 5, maybe even younger, he came walking up the street on the boulevard with a big wheel with flames on the side. Not for my brothers. We're all the same age, but for me.
Right. Especially.
And I was like, yes. That's what I said. I said, yes.
So it's like another special. So, you have a baby and the baby in the world is going to have actual parents. And that's a bond. And then it'll have maybe aunts and uncles, grandparents, depending, who knows. But are you giving them an extra person out there, an extra special, like an extra little connection with somebody?
I could see that. I can see that.
And people get offended when they think they should be a godparent maybe that, like I said, maybe that's why the royals pick so many, because you want to make everybody happy. And what's the harm in giving your kid so many godparents?
Yeah, I think you should just give your kid a bunch of godparents. 16, but don't tell any of the people. Like, have just
they're
multiple.
there.
We'll just have multiple baptism ceremonies in a bunch of different churches.
Yeah.
And just have a different godparent come every time.
Right.
And then you see which the best godparent is.
Right.
And then later when they turn 18, they're awarded to be the godparent for the rest of their kid's life, and all the other ones will be stripped of the title.
Right.
It's like The Bachelor, but the godparents.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's tricky. It's definitely just a ceremony, and it's definitely just the way it is. But it's tricky because, like, what if the people you pick to be godparents turn out to be bad examples?
Yeah, I don't know if it carries that much weight though. But are there any famous godparents? I think Harry Potter had Sirius Black. Right? That wasn't his uncle, was it? No.
There's a lot of famous. I always hear. I can't think of any now. I think Dolly Parton might be Miley Cyrus's godmother. There's stuff like that, like things you'd be surprised about. Oh, that's their godmother, Godfather. But it is just a sponsor. So you are saying that you would feel no responsibility. You'd feel nothing. You wouldn't feel honored to be asked. You wouldn't feel nervous. You'd feel no responsibility whatsoever.
You're asking me personally?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a godparent.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be?
No, don't ask me.
More for Pierce.
Yeah, no, I would not want to be a godparent. It would be pressure for me.
But you just said it meant nothing. So where's the
pressure?
pressure?
Well, no, but then I changed my mind. I said, okay, I can see how someone would like it, but no, I don't even want to be a parent, let alone a godparent. Okay. Where it's like, because then I don't know how kids grow up. Where like, are they looking for an extra avenue of love in their life? And it's like, should I be buying them a big wheel? I don't know. Do kids even ride big wheels anymore? I
want an adult big wheel. I love big wheels.
So, I personally, no, thank you. I'm not good with kids.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
No, it's just, I guess you're just saying that it's unnecessary. I never had one dealing with my godparents. Never had one dealing. It was an aunt and a cousin. The cousin was way older than myself. Yeah. And they didn't live near us. Yeah. So they were at the baptism. I saw the aunt a few times. She eventually died. I didn't feel any which way. I didn't feel left out or left in. I didn't feel anything about it. But how about just any kind of sponsor in general, like an AA sponsor? How would you feel to be asked about that?
Well, no. So okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I was running out of things to talk about. But no, I'm glad you said
Don't say that part.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I can always talk. I'm glad you brought that up because here's my thing. I think godparents became so diluted. I think the idea, of course, get a godparent. Where what is a sponsor in AA? It's someone who is at a further stage of of recovering from alcoholism. It's someone that you can learn from, can guide you, can do all these things.
Call in times of, real peril.
When you're feeling that, you call them. Oh, they've been through it. So really, I think sponsors are good, and I'm gonna go off on a limb and say we should be treating godparents like that, and maybe wait for the kid to be older. Maybe consider a confirmation sponsor.
There is a confirmation sponsor.
No, there is one. But I'm saying
treat it like that.
Be serious about that one. And then have that be a spiritual person in your life who's older than you that's saying, I'm your guy. I would definitely do that. Like that appeases me more than a little kid that I'm like, well, I don't know kind of, if that kid, little kid confused about his spirituality at 14 years old and is like, oh, well, Spencer was my sponsor for my confirmation. I'll give him a call. Hey, I've been wondering about my faith, and sign me up. So in that way, I think the sponsorship is important in anything, in AA, in what else are you sponsored in?
Country, like foreigners. You need an American sponsor.
You get a sponsor, someone who can show you the ropes. And so if we treated godparents like that, I think that's so cool. I'd be all for that.
Yeah, it lost a lot through the years.
Sometimes you don't want to go to your priest or your minister,
right?
Or even your friends or parents, even,
right?
If we did set up this godfather, godmother position where it's no pressure, give them a call,
right?
Hey, I was listening to the rock music. Is that going to pull?
What's the band
AC/DC.
I couldn't remember the other day. I'm like, what's the band we used to pretend we were afraid of?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to pull you away from the Lord. Then heck yeah, that's what. And so, I guess why I was so godparents, because it is just, hey, who wants a godparent? Who wants a godparent? Who you ask that to?
Pierce is asking that.
Yeah. So it lost or it has ever had that value. I don't know. But if we use the word sponsor and all that, heck yeah.
I guess it's hard because I've heard that most times who you're friends with or who you might choose when a baby's born, you might not be too close to when the baby is.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In their 20s.
They're babies.
Mm-hmm.
They're babies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was like I said, confirmation, I think, is around a good age. It's an age of where
it's like a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, and it's like it's the sort of just the age in general where you start thinking for yourself.
Yeah,
and having questions where you're not just being told this is what's up. So, in that stage, even if as a baby, it's all like you said, it's all about the parents and the godparents, and they know each other. If they split off, what am I gonna come back? Hey, can I talk to your baby real quick? It's like no. But if a 14-year-old, it's a different, like you can actually have.
Well, that's what confirmation is. It's
a text relationship.
When you're baptized, your parents choose for you.
Yeah.
That you're going to be this religion, and we're going to bless you with this water in this church.
Well, technically, I don't think it's your parents chose for you. Confirmation is supposed to be what you chose for yourself. No, I'm saying
baptism.
Oh.
Baptism is that.
Confirmation.
Oh, I meant christening, baptism is that. And then when you get old enough, because maybe, like you said, maybe you don't believe not one thing that they dunked you into that day.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be, I choose the sponsor. I'm the one that recites the prayer. I'm the one, that chooses. So, but, when you say that, P.S., I stand by all the godparents that I chose for my children. I'm very happy. Each one of them has a wonderful set. But when you say that godparents are strictly ceremonial, you could put in Frank. What's the difference? At the font. Isn't the whole baptism?
I would love if Frank was someone's godparent.
I'm definitely, forget Pierce. If you need a godfather, please pick Frank.
Or like an officiator for a wedding.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I want to get my
we could rent him out.
Yeah, no, I want to get like the online minister thing.
Yeah.
But then put him there, and then I'll have like a speaker and a microphone.
I love it.
That'd be awesome.
I love it. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Isn't the whole baptism a sham?
Well, that's our show. What's wrong with you? Baptism sham.
Isn't it all? Isn't it all flags and candles and
smoke and mirrors? I think you're using the wrong words here.
No, I'm saying you're
symbolic.
Saying,
how about you just use the word symbolic?
If the whole thing is symbolic, if the parents are symbolic.
The parents aren't symbolic. They're quite literal.
The godparents.
Okay.
The godparents. If the whole thing's just a little show.
Well, it's not like just I'm telling you, like you're teetering on these words that are
okay. Because you said it. You said.
I said godparents.
That's what I'm saying. You said.
Now you're talking about.
What's the point of godparents?
Next you're gonna say the Bible is a sham.
It's not. Because the Bible is a true, meaningful relationship.
And you can say the same thing about baptism.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's symbolic.
We've come back around.
I feel like I'm being painted into a circle, into a corner here.
Baptism. Is it important to take your baby to a church and have people, lots of people, even if you don't have anyone there, you'd have you, maybe the baby's other parent, you'd have two godparents, and you'd have the priest. So you brought the baby to a house of worship, and there's at least 5 people praying for that baby, and then they're going to put water. They're not giving it a bath. There's words to go with.
I think some religions do.
No, well, not ours. Is this important?
Yeah. In a way.
I was just telling somebody that if you're born in a Catholic hospital, they baptize you when you're born. Yeah. So you think, have we ever talked about that? If we think things like that are important, candles are important and the vestments are important.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're drawing the line at godparents.
Where I said they're not important? I didn't say they're not important. I said they've lost their value.
Okay.
They like.
So now they're more just like witnesses.
Yeah.
Like when you get married, you need a witness, right?
It's like Las Vegas. You just pick two people you pick up on the street.
You just need a witness. You don't follow the witness of your wedding. You don't call them up sometimes and say like, I'm having some marital problems. So you're saying that it has unfortunately turned into baptism witnesses.
Yeah. It's no longer a sponsor, but that's what you get when you get baby. Literally, it's like having a godparent for a baby is like grabbing two people off Las Vegas for a wedding. It's, what do you expect? Like there isn't any, I'll help them through their spiritual journey. It's like the thing's 2 feet tall. It's crying right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any hair.
I've also found parents to be quite territorial over their children. So like,
yeah,
if you even wanted to step in and say, can I take them to church? Or look, I bought him or her, this, I don't know, statue. It's like, I know some parents are like,
oh, exactly.
that wasn't really what we were intending.
And that's what I'm saying. So the whole thing is, it's fugazi. It's fugazi.
Fugazi. It's a wazi. It's a woozy. It's a fairy dust.
Okay.
It's not real.
Okay.
But the idea should be implemented. I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it stemmed from a good place.
Mm-hmm.
And you should keep that in mind, I think. I don't know.
Choosing godparents. And is there any responsibility falling on this little brat? Like you're saying like, what can the godparent do for the kid? How about what can the kid do for the godparent? Should this kid look for that godparent later in life and be like, hey, you once stood for me in church and I want to see how your spirituality's going right now.
No,
or is that intrusive?
You're laughing, but see, that's the thing. That's why babies are dumb. Just kidding, babies. All the babies watching the show. That's why it's lost. You said originally it was originally sponsored for adults,
right?
If you look at AA, and you have a sponsor and they help you through a lot. If then they have trouble, there is that, the student becomes the teacher and can help you out. You don't get that with the baby. Like just by power dynamic. Even if the baby grows up, it's like, what are you giving me information for, kid?
Right.
Like, but if it is a spiritual relationship where it's like, that's the person you call, they know what you think about spirituality, you know what they think, and then you see them go down a path, and then you can go out to lunch and have a talk with them and maybe regurgitate the words that they once told you. Right. And so that'd be a cool thing. I could dig that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I will vote for it. There in the Bible, two things are said. One is, that you can be quiet and go into your room and pray alone. But then there's another part that says, pray with the people, gather together in my name, so can't hurt to gather together the new soul on the earth. And you want to bring people together to pray, bless, agree, and just have a nice, positive, loving atmosphere. Can't be bad. And it can't be bad to grow up knowing that this happened to you, even though you have no memory of it.
Yeah. I agree. It's all in all, it's all in all, it's the more the merrier. Yeah. Who cares? Like, if there is a million different positions of symbolic stuff in a religious person's life, bring them on. Yeah. Get godparents, get, I don't know, prophet parents.
No, because we did talk before about doing things for babies that babies will never remember. Yeah. And there's value in it, know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it is good for the baby, even if it's not useful, to know, even growing through their life, that they had this baptism and they had a godparent, yada yada. It might make them think, wow, I feel loved from this religion. Yeah. So why kick it? Yeah. I say don't. Get a godparent for your kid. We know someone who's selling their services. Yeah.
Not selling. Oh. It's free.
Who's volunteering their godparent duties.
Yeah, because there are people that are very, very spiritual and don't take it as a throwaway position.
Yeah, they take it seriously.
Yeah.
But that is our podcast. Thank you for talking about godparents. If you have a godparent, let us know.
Yeah, why not?
If you have thoughts, what should we do? Should we toss godparents out the window, or should we hold on to this title from the
what
early
are your
days?
thoughts? Is it just two? Is it two different genders?
There's only one way to find out.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. We'll be back tomorrow with another podcast. Check out the meme review from yesterday. Peace.